Hey guys, Claire here, and welcome to Genie's Bottle, or that's what I like to think of this room as. It's the pink room at Oeste, and I grew up watching a lot of Nick at Night, and as a small girl, I really thought Genie's Bottle was the most badass bedroom of all time. So when we were talking about different guest rooms at Oeste, Yayo and I were thinking about like Luis Barragnan pink. So in Mexico, Luis Barragnan is a very, very important architect. He's internationally important, but being from Mexico, he's really celebrated there. And you can find his different homes and libraries and all that kind of stuff. And we visited one of his homes, and it just had this incredible pink sweep up one of the stairwells. And it actually is known as Luis Barragnan pink. So I kind of went through Dunn Edwards' catalog, and I found this color called Berry Riche. And it's really similar to Luis Barragnan pink. So that's what we decided to do this room. And I gotta say, when I pick a color, I really like committing to the bit. So it's a very maximum pink room. So kind of inspired by Luis Barragnan and inspired by Genie's Bottle, this is where we are. So some of the really fun things happening here. First is the bed I'm sitting on is an avocado mattress. So I used avocado mattresses throughout the house. It's organic, it's made in California, and it is so, so comfortable. For some of the really fun textures and different elements in the room, one of my favorite design groups is called Folk Project. Mariana, she works with a lot of indigenous women from like Mexico and Guatemala, and she sources really beautiful, different home, like handmade goods that they make. So for instance, these drapes are actually ones that she created for me. It's made out of a Peruvian frazada, and then with pom-poms that were produced by women in Guatemala. And then I have another frazada here, which kind of works as an accent blanket. For the bedding, it's Coyuchi, which I absolutely love. So it's their organic cotton percale in natural, so it's really simple. I figured there's so much pink going on, keeping something a little more neutral on the bed made sense. It's so soft and comfortable too. I love Coyuchi. We also use them in the master suite, which is just its whole like own epic journey. And then for the pillows, these are actually kind of an accent on probably my favorite thing about the room, the ceiling. So these are by St. Frank, which is a company I absolutely love. The owner, Christina, is fantastic. We both own businesses in the same neighborhood in the Palisades. So she owns St. Frank. I'm a co-founder of Sweet Laurel. And so I kind of came across her store from being, in close proximity, and I fell in love with it. She sources goods from all over the world. And these are just like an example of some of the really amazing sort of textures that she pulls from. So I just love the idea of this incredible pink ceiling. It's so special. And then kind of echoing it again in the pillows. Behind me is this incredible bougainvillea, and Yayo has a community garden by his apartment that had a bougainvillea that was just popping. And so I called my friend Yasmin, who's a florist, and I asked her, can you dry bougainvillea? She said yes. So Yayo and I just basically went with scissors. We asked permission first. The garden said it was cool. Also, Yayo is the president of the garden, so he kind of gets to do whatever he wants. And we got to trim back the bougainvillea. And we dried it, and it's held up so well. And I love the idea of it being this just like fluffy, effervescent pink cloud hovering above the bed. The light fixtures we have to talk about, right? Because this is what really sells the Genie's Bottle kind of vibe. That's why I'm wearing a ponytail, because I never wear ponytails. This is by Mitzi, and I just love these so much. They also set off the most beautiful like ambient glow. It's just a very pleasant light to have on in the evening in the bedroom. And then on the other side of the room, there's just some really, really fun moments here. Rejuvenation is one of my favorite companies to work with. They source incredible antiques. And when they were at Round Top, which is one of the largest sort of flea markets in the country, I was texting with their antique buyer and was like, hey, like send me cool stuff, blah, blah. And he found this incredible, it's actually like faded red, but it reads pink, 1940s drawer set. So I told him not to touch it, so it still has that kind of antique-y look to it, and it just is perfect in this room. And then for the other textures in the room, Yayo and I, when we were in Oaxaca and then Sonora, we really sourced a lot of cool different things that we just kind of clicked with. So some are the ceramics that we found from local artists in Oaxaca, including the most incredible skull candle. Oh my gosh, I literally carried it like a baby as my carry-on the flight back from Oaxaca. And then we found this incredible collection of masks from Sonora. So it's a combination of different indigenous groups produce these masks, and then also there's one that is more in the Spanish style, but I really love how they look, and they look really beautiful as a vignette in the room. And then all the other odds and ends, honestly, I just kind of found from antique stores and flea markets. I really just wanted the room to have a lot of texture. Oh, one more thing. So the candle, the skull candle, was produced by this incredible artisan in Oaxaca, and when I visited her shop and her workshop, I noticed that she allowed her wax, because she uses beeswax, to bleach in the sun by sticking it on a mesquite bush and just kind of letting the mesquite bush be like a bunch of toothpicks. So it created this like weird cloud of wax in the middle of her front courtyard, and it just looked so cool. So there's tons of mesquite on the property here at Oeste. So I found a branch that kind of was expressive. I made my own beeswax little circles and just kind of stuck it on the mesquite branches, sort of as an homage to her, and also because I honestly just think it looks really interesting and really beautiful and special. But that's the pink room. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning more about one of my favorite spaces at Oeste. It was so fun sharing with you. So look out for more tours, and I'll see you later. All right.